iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome in here, race fans. Tonight, for the Northeast Racers, presented by LFOD Motorsports, we welcome you here to the Southern National Speedway for some short track racing action from some of the best short track racers from the Northeast. My name is Roger Mew here with the Turn 3 Racing Network, and alongside me, joining me in just a little bit, having some internet connection issues, also going down there to the Flappy Flaps boneless chicken wing truck is Al Smith. We'll see if we can get in contact with Al here in just a couple of moments. But race fans, what a wonderful season it has been this year with the Northeast Racers as we get ready to go with just 2 races left in the schedule. These drivers tonight, well, race here before we head back north for the final round of the season at the Thompson Speedway. This track, well, a lot of drivers like to think of this as a little bit of a smaller version of Martinsville. Long straightaways, but a lot of banking here tonight. We might see a groove start to move up towards the late stages of this one. These drivers, of course, we have to go through the heat races tonight before we get to the last chance qualifier before the main event. So that groove is going to start to move up here, and you're going to see a lot of side-by-side racing action. So, well, these drivers currently sitting in qualifying here tonight to seat themselves into the main event. As they seat themselves, well, I was going to tell you about the points championship battle, but I can tell you this right now without even looking through it. David Greenslet right now, who has the top time here in our qualifying session, as long as he makes the main event here tonight, he will lock up that points championship battle. So David Greenslet is going to be the one that we are going to watch here tonight. He, of course, is the Division II NASCAR Street Stock champion this past season in 2020, looking to redo and kind of repeat this season in 2021. I just saw he registered to run up north. I believe it was Claremont to run full-time up there this season. to see if he can take that track championship. So under a minute left here in our qualifying session. 20 drivers out of the 27 drivers who have logged in here tonight on iRacing.com have put down a lap time, at least one, to put themselves on the timing and scoring sheet. So we'll see as Greenslit does go out there. It looks like he will be our provisional pole award winner tonight. As we get ready to go heat racing here tonight, though, race fans, we got to thank you all for tuning in, whether you're tuning in over on our Facebook live feed or, well, if it's over on YouTube. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in on a Sunday evening here to join a little time with us on the Turn 3 Racing Network to bring these drivers out of the Northeast to the screens of Facebook and YouTube. And I believe we may have a finally established communication. Al, did you bring us back some chicken wings from the infield trailer?
I did. I brought you back your barbecue boneless that you asked for.
I asked for original.
Well, that's what they said was their original. I'm not really sure. But anyway, glad to be here at Southern National Motorsports Park as heat race number 1 is going to get gridded up here, Roger, as we get ready to go with our first heat race here at Southern National.
And this is our starting lineup for the Northeast Racers presented by LFOD Motorsports. Starting on the front row, it's a couple of the battles. It'll be Ryan Battle in the number 16 to his outside, driving the number 14 here tonight. This is Jeffrey Battle. Behind them, the driver who had the quick time in our practice session. This is the 01 of Rodney Hontoon. Milton Duran in the number 35 will roll off fourth here tonight. It's the B-tuned entry, the 05 of Kyle Buck. He'll go fifth. Sixth position, driving for the LA Sim Sport team. It's the Young Guns Creation, number 24 of Alan Young. Behind him, out of the racing school entry, it's the number 18, the instructor of Dan Butler. Starting alongside Dan Butler, it'll be the driver of the number 17 here tonight. We haven't seen him in competition here with the Northeast Racers. This is Dean Webb. Driving the number 60 here tonight, starting in position number 9, this is Sean Boudreau. Starting in position number 10, driving the number 3, this is Ryan Carrier. Starting in 11th position, driving the number 66 of Mike Young. Starting shotgun to the field, it looks like it is scheduled to be the number 19 of Randall Phillips. All drivers have taken their starting spots here on the grid for heat race number 1.
Should be a very fantastic night of racing here, Roger. I'm really looking forward to it. How about that brand new second pace car here that LFOD Motorsports has decaled up and got out here on display at Southern National?
Yeah, Al, can you actually tell me what that pace car is? I've been trying to figure it out since last Tuesday when the iRacing update came out, and I cannot figure it out to save my life.
I am not 100% sure on exactly what they're calling it, but it looks good.
A Toyota, a Volkswagen, or
to me it looks like a mix of of one of those like Audi sports cars and maybe a Ford Fusion with a Chevy SS involved in there somewhere.
Right, so it's the new Ford electric Mustang. Got it.
Yeah.
So we're going to get that off the racing surface here in just a couple of moments, so we're getting ready. Heat race number 1 is on the track. Just like that, we are green. 8 laps of distance here. Heat race number 1. Battle and battle. Do the battle to turn 1 and 0. Hontoon going to get a little sideways in the 01. He had to check it up. He was into the back of the 16 of Ryan Battle as well. He's going to lose spots back here to position number 7. I believe we take the top 5 here tonight.
Top 5 will advance automatically into tonight's main event. This is our first of 2 heat races before we have our last chance qualifier coming on up as they work into turn number 3. It is Ryan Battle up on the front of this one. He shows the way over the 35 of Milton Duran, but he's got the number 14 of Jeffrey Battle, and then that B-Tune 05 of Buck in the last car transferred right now. That's the 24 of Alan Young as he holds off 17 of Dean Webb.
Yeah, Dean Webb, we haven't seen this driver before. The driver of the number 17 coming in from the, I believe it's the Contender Series. So he makes his first ever start here on a Sunday evening. Good to see some new drivers out onto the speedway to get some laps in here. Yes, it's towards the end of the season. One of them up into the outside wall on turn number 4, and it's the driver of the number 35. That is Milton Duran.
Yeah, Duran up the racetrack. That opens the inside line for Buck onto the inside there. And the fast way around the Southern National is right down there painting that yellow line on the bottom of the racetrack, and that is where Buck is holding on to right now. Duran up on the outside. This Webb's going to go around on the backstretch. Hard contact in the inside wall, and the yellow flag will come out for the 17 of Dean Webb, who has spun his iRacing sponsored number 17.
And it's his first ever start here with the Northeast Racers, and Dean Webb has been greeted to the inside wall. We have to wait for our truck here tonight to get that one queued up, and when we do get that, we'll bring it to you live here. But Al, the new damage model here on these street stocks, and looks like all four wheels are up on this number 17, but the right front is going to be looking more like a modified than a street stock.
Yeah, the right front quarter panel, it definitely wadded up there a little bit, but it shouldn't hurt him too much, I don't believe, here as they pace underneath the yellow flag. So he'll fall in at the back of the field behind the Fox Shocks number 60 of Bordeaux, who sits there in the 11th spot. So tough break for Webb, who is one spot out of a transfer spot. It looks like maybe a solo spin, Roger. Does the truck have that?
Yeah, the truck has that queued up here, the Early Racing Network replay. Let's take a look back here and find out. Did he get a little help, or was it all in? Oh, the 7.5-inch bias ply tire, Al, going straight around.
Yeah, a tough break there and a hard lick to the inside wall. So you got to wonder if there's any other than cosmetic damage to that number 17, as he definitely got that inside wall pretty good there.
So Webb will have to start at the back of the 12-car field here because all 12 drivers are still out onto the raceway. It'll be Ryan Battle, Jeffrey Battle, Kyle Buck, Milton Grant, Alan Young, Rodney Hontoon, Ryan Courier, Mike Young, Dan Butler, Randall Phillips, John Boudreau, and then again, Dean Webb will tag the back of the field here. There'll be 2 laps to go when we go back racing here for heat race number 1 here this evening. iRacing.com official pace car is in, and the green flag is back up. And oh, it looked like Jeffrey Battle was ready to go, but Ryan Battle held him back for a moment.
Battle for that transfer spot off of turn number 2 down there. Huntoon on the outside, is all eyes are going to be on the front of this one. Jeffrey Battle with the momentum on the outside. White flag is out. Final trip around the speedway.
Final trip down into turn number 1. It's the Battles out front here, and they make a little contact there. There slides up the number 14. Oh, Jeffrey Battle. That battle, though, is going to be for the transfer spot. Right now it's Alan Young, but it'll be Ryan Battle picking up heat race number 1 win. Jeffrey Battle, Kyle Buck, Milton Duran, and Alan Young all transferring in. Hontoon, Carrier Phillips, and the rest of the gang will have to go to your last chance qualifier here tonight to see if they can lock themselves in, as heat race number 2 is now officially starting to take to the grid here tonight at Southern National.
10 cars ready to make it here in heat race number 2, our final heat race of the evening, and this is what it will look like. It'll be on the pole, the 00. That is Jimmy Renfrew. On the outside of him will be the 97. That is Jarrett Howard. Howard will roll off second. Joel Hodgson in that number 36 will roll off third. To his outside will be the 46 of Eric Laurendeau. Driver that will start fifth is car number 91. That is Justin Benkowski, and he'll start fifth. To his outside, the driver from the Thompson Speedway, it is Mike Castro in car number 33. The SimCube 03 of Nathan Wenzel will roll off 7th. Outside of him will be the number 29 of Max Dolliver. Justin Prescott, car number 44, and Casey Bietti will round out our 10-car field. 11 cars slated, but we know that Tony Quadros is the man up in mission control. So 5 more drivers ready to lock themselves in tonight's big dance without having to go to that last chance qualifier that'll be headed up our way pretty soon.
So with the 10 drivers taking to the starting lineup here tonight, that means only 5 of these drivers will move on to the main event through heat race number 2 racing action, which is slated here for another 8 laps of competition. Renfrew, one of the hottest drivers in the Northeast, well, he's going to have a prime starting spot here tonight as he'll start on the front row with Howard. Hodgson has had himself some really good races this season, and he's had some ones that he would rather like to forget out. Last season was great for the driver of that number 36, and he'll have a good chance here in heat race number 2.
He will, as we get ready to go with this heat race. Howard to the outside of that front row. Boy, can Renfrew run away with this one? We're going to find out. 8 laps is the distance. Green flag is up. And heat race number 2 is underway as they barrel down into turn number 1. Renfrew with a good start there. The hole is open for Howard. He'll fill that in the number 2 position. As Joel Hansen, one car out of shape. That was a 33 of Taschereau. But Taschereau is going to connect it as Beatty and the 29 of Dolliver make contact back there in the 9th and 10th position. Lap point into the books, and Renfrew is going to lead that one as they head down the backstretch.
Yeah, looks like there's some damage on the number 45, Casey Beatty, as he slides it off the turn number 2. He's back here running into the 8th position, one spot ahead of Max Dolliver in the Ben & Jerry's number 29. Dolliver, of course, came onto the scene hot and trot halfway through this season, and now he's back here running into the 10th position. Looks like the 46 of Eric Lauren, who was up the speedway. He is in that final transfer position, as it is Nathan Wenzel in the SimCube 03, and oh boy, look out. Laurendeau sideways, jacked up in the J&M Auto number 46, and now here comes Prescott. Prescott down to the bottom. Sparks are flying here with 5 laps to go. This is the battle outside the transfer spot.
Yeah, the 03 of Wenzel just got by the 46 of Laurendeau. Now Castro will work underneath that 44 of Prescott. That is the battle for 7th. Down the backstretch they go. There's still Renfrew out front by a half a second over Howard, then Hodgson. That's your top 3 as we watch this battle on the speedway. It is going to be Renfrew leading it with just 3 laps to go. These cars are a handful here on these short runs with these very, very small 7.5-inch tires. But right now, Renfrew going to come off parallel. Popsicle sticks are up. 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go, and it looks like Howard there got a little tight off of turn number 4. He took the Phoenix Trans Am number 97, and it looked like it was pointed at one point straight towards turn number 4 exit there, but he was able to gather up the Phoenix on the hood of this number 97 and kept it pointed in the right direction. And he'll actually pull away from Joel Hodgson here as Jimmy Renfrew going to get that 1 lap to go as he storms down the back straightaway. Renfrew looking to take the R&R. Renfrew Motorsports to victory lane here in heat race number 2. As he'll pick up the win with Howard, Hodgson, Penkowski, Wenzel all moving on. Laurendeau, Taschereau, Prescott, Dolliver, Begetti all having to go to our last chance qualifier. That's coming up here in just a couple of seconds. And we'll wait for our truck to tell us exactly how many drivers are going to make it from the last chance qualifier here tonight to go into the main event. But this is your starting lineup brought to us by our friends over at the LFOD Motorsports. Starting on the front row, driving the 01, it's the 802 machine. This is Rodney Hontoon. To his outside, driving the J&M Auto number 46 of Eric Laurendeau. Behind him, driving the number 3 here tonight, this is going to be Ryan Carrier. And it looks like Mac Taschereau in the Racing School number 33 will roll off 4. Randall Phillips in the number 19 tonight going to roll 5th here in the last chance qualifier, with the 44 of Justin Prescott going 6th. Mike Young driving the number 66 here in the last chance qualifier is 7th. Max Dolliver's got the Ben & Jerry's number 29 rolling off 8th. Starting in the 9th position, driving the number 68 is Sean Boudreau. 10th position here tonight, driving the number 45, it is Casey Beatty. And starting 11th, driving the number 18 out of the Racing School, it is the instructor, Dan Butler. Starting in the final spot here tonight, driving the number 17, that is Dean Webb. That is your 12-car field, as we will take, Al, I believe the truck just told us, 10 here tonight.
10 drivers going to make it into tonight's main event. So you got to beat 2 cars here and keep it clean and green, and you will do so. So right now these drivers getting ready to get fired up. 15 laps is the distance. And we'll see who will make it in tonight's main event as the base car. Down and away, Huntoon and Laurendeau ready to go. They'll slam the gas, do the floorboard, and we're down in the turn number 1. Laurendeau with a nice jump, a little bit of contact there as Huntoon going to jump out to the race lead. He'll bring the 3 of Courier with him as well. That inside line looking good so far. They complete lap number 1.
Yeah, lap number 1 going to go to the 01 of Rodney Hontoon. There you see the number 46 working the inside of the speedway. One of them sideways back there. That's the 45, I believe it was. Maybe it wasn't the 45. It was the 44, actually, of Justin Prescott. Prescott was sideways in his number 44, and that allowed the number 60, as they're going to go 3 wide, as that was Dan Butler in the bottom side of the track with the 45 of Beatty and the 28 of Dolliver. Dolliver got to loop the Ben & Jerry's entry, and whew, that was a close one here. Green flag still into the air. 12 laps to go for Rodney Hontoon, Ryan Carrier, Eric Laurendeau, Mike Young, Mike Taschereau, your top 5. Caution lights now going to come out onto the speedway as Max Dolliver is still sitting down on the inside out of turn number 2 on the back straightaway.
Okay, Dolliver was stuck down on the inside. Finally got it refired, but it was too late right before the leaders were coming off turn number 2. So the iRacing officials and Tony Quadros, no other option other than to throw that yellow flag. So Max Dolliver will get pointed back into the right direction. And we will continue on here tonight with our last chance qualifier. But that racing in those opening laps were quite intense. We saw him 3 wide, Roger. I didn't quite think that was possible here at the Southern National Speedway.
Yeah, we normally don't see too much 3 wide racing here on the iRacing.com platform when we come to short tracks. And when we do see short track racing at 3 wide, it normally doesn't result in positive feedback for whoever's going to be in the middle, and especially the outside car. Sometimes the inside car can sneak away with it. But the 3 wide racing did work here in the last chance qualifier. We'll take a look here and see how our field is going to run when we go back to the green flag racing action. Looks like it will be Rodney Hontoon, Ryan Carrier with Eric Laurendeau. Mike Young was scheduled for that 4th position. Then it's going to be Taschereau, Randall Phillips, Justin Prescott, Sean Boudreau, Dan Butler, Casey Bietti, Dean Webb, and then, of course, Max Dolliver will tag the back of the field with his Ben and Jerry's entry. It looks like all 12 drivers are on the lead lap at this time, as we're taking them around at least one more time here, as our iRacing officials are still continuing to look at that replay to see if there was any issues between those 2 drivers, and I believe they're just going to leave the scoring the way it is.
Yeah, it didn't look like I was watching it live there, Roger, watching the backside of the field, and it looked like maybe just a little bit of slight door-to-door contact there, and well, they just unloaded that 29 Ben & Jerry's lid, and well, it melted around on them.
Al, I think I heard earlier that you were eating some of that Ben & Jerry's ice cream. What flavor was that earlier? Because I didn't get any, as you ate the whole thing before chicken wings.
Well, yeah, that's why I had to buy you chicken wings, because I had the whole cotton candy ice cream carton.
Yeah, except you bought yourself chicken wings after eating the whole ice cream. So, I mean, I didn't get any ice cream. I got the wrong chicken wings. And, well, the good thing is we're going back racing here as the iRacing.com pace car is in. And Hontoon says, right foot, right pedal. Here we go. Green flag's back into the air. It'll be 11 laps the distance here in this last chance qualifier. Hontoon got a great start back here, though. The battle is for that 10th position. Right now, it's the 18 of Dan Butler holding on to that final transfer spot. He's got Webb and Dolliver, though, breathing down his neck. And that racing school entry 18 of Butler, it looks like somebody's been into the back end of him. Is one of them going to go around? 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them now around on the back straightaway.
Oh, and Butler has turtled it on the backstretch. He's going to call the quick toe here as he is up and over. The 45 of Bietti will pull away. And just like that, the pace car back out onto the racetrack there as we are slowed for the 2nd time in our last chance qualifier.
Well, let's take a look here and see what happened to the 18 of Dan Butler. Let's watch down because this happened out in front of him. There you see, the 45, Casey Bietti straight into the back of the 44 of Prescott, and Butler was one of those innocent bystanders with nothing to do with it, but caught up in it. Let's see, let's ride on board with the racing school entry of Dan Butler.
It almost looks like the 44 of Prescott, Roger, maybe have gotten a little bit of that, of the apron there, upset the car, and Bietti was not quite ready for it, and just got into the back of Prescott as he had to check up.
So unfortunate circumstances here in the last chance qualifier for a lot of these drivers. Remember, we're only taking 10 drivers, and right there, 3 of them, call 4 of them, as Webb was involved in it also. It looks like Butler is going to be down on pit road for a little while as he's trying to get the racing school entry 1 put back on the wheels. There you see it, but boy, the roof is all scraped up. The right front fender's caved in, the rear bumpers caved in, and that's going to be a rough one for Dan Butler. But there's one good thing for Dan Butler here tonight, Al. I don't know if you saw the post, but in just 2 weeks, the racing school opens at the Thompson Speedway.
Yeah, we'll be up there next week for the season finale. I think we're going to camp out up there, Roger. And I think we're going to be up there for opening day for that driving school. So glad to be a part of that. Over here, as the lights do go out around the speedway, it looks like we'll be back with the green flag racing. Right now, looking at timing and scoring, it looks like Justin Prescott was in that 10th spot, but Casey Bietti coming back out of the pits. He'll be the 10th and final car out onto the racetrack right now. So all 10 cars that are out there currently running, well, they'll make it into tonight's main of the show. The base car down and away as we get ready to go back. Green flag racing as the green flag comes back out. Huntoon with a great start over Courier. Courier will be able to fall down into that number 2 spot as they run side by side off turn number 2. That is Mike Young and Randolph Phillips in the car number 19 to the outside. Tastro still works the outside as well. As they work down here, is Dan Butler able to make it back out onto the racetrack? So if he catches a quick yellow, I don't believe he is down any laps to our leader. So if a yellow flag were to come out, he could get back into this.
Yeah, he's not quite out of it yet, but with 7 laps to go, the sand in the hourglass is really starting to run out. There is the battle for the final transfer spot. There's the 29 of Max Dolliver, who runs 9th. Then it's Dean Webb in 10th. So right now all those drivers are in. But if something were to happen here and one of them falls back about 9 seconds, they might find the number 18 of Dan Butler. But right now his co-partner, his counterpart, the number 33 of Mike Dashrow, is right there in the Racing School Pontiac, and it's the only Pontiac here in the field tonight as Tasherow's on the outside. As of late, Tasherow's been having himself a lot of good finishes inside the top 10 here on iRacing. Well, right now he's having a battle to try and get himself into the big dance. As you see, one of them bouncing off the outside wall. That's the red number 66. That is Mike Young scraping up the right-hand side of that one. Looks like Casey Bietti's going to try and now, with 4 laps to go, work the inside of the speedway.
Bietti going to go for that 6th spot. He works underneath Young. He'll take that away. One car in front of him had a little bit of a moment. That was the 60 of Bourdreau, as he had a little bit of a punker factor as they come off the corner. 66 of Young in the outside fence again. He has fallen back to your 8th spot. Now it'll be Mike Young feeling the pressure from the 29 of Dolliver with just 2 laps to go.
And with 2 laps to go, that doesn't do anything but maybe move you up 1 position once it goes A-Main Racing. Popsicle sticks into the air this time. Huntoon still being chased by Ryan Courier, the Asphalt late model driver, I believe it is. He runs up there in the northeast, and he's going to follow him across the line. It'll be Rodney Huntoon with 1 lap to go. Right out in front of the race leaders, you see the 18 of Dan Butler. Currently, he is 1 spot out of the transfer spot, and I don't believe it's going to be enough.
No, he'll come off of turn number 4. Checker flag is up. Huntoon's going to win it. Unless there's trouble, it'll be Courier, Phillips, Lorno, and Bourdreau, your top 5. Bietti will come home 6th. 7th spot will go to Tastro. Young, Dolliver, and Webb will make your 10-car transfer out of the last chance qualifier. And just like that, qualification is done here tonight at the Southern National Motorsports Park.
That means Dan Butler is going to have to load the Racing School entry up onto the trailer here tonight. He is done along with Prescott. Both of those drivers will not make the A-Main event here. A-Main, of course, coming up here in about 2 minutes, race fans. So grab your soda, grab your popcorn, and have a seat right here to join us for the A-Main event tonight for the Northeast Racers, presented by LFOD Motorsports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the invocation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave
Welcome back here, race fans, just in time here to the Southern National Speedway as we get ready for the starting lineup tonight. Let's take you down trackside and get that for you. Starting lineup for the main event here tonight at Southern National, it's going to be Ryan Carman in the 08, starting P number 1. To his outside is the Horse Dog Motorsports number 32 of Eric Steele. Starting in P number 3, driving the number 22 of Andrew Davis. Eric Plamasco in the 471 will roll off 4th, his good starting spot here tonight. David Greenslid in 5th. Ryan Battle in P number 6, driving car number 16 with Jimmy Renfrew, driving the 00, starting 7th. Starting in 8th here tonight, it's going to be Jeffrey Battle in car number 14. 9th will go to the 97 of Jarrett Howard, and rounding out the top 10, it's the B-Tune 05 of Kyle Buck.
Starting on the inside of row number 6 will be car number 36, that is Joel Hodgson. Outside of him will be car number 35, that is Milton Duran. Justin Benkowski and Alan Young will make up row number 7. Row number 8 will be the 03 of Nathan Wenzel and Rodney Huntoon. Brian Courier and Randolph Phillips will start in the 17th and 18th spot. Car number 46 of Eric Lorando will start 19th. Outside of him, the 60 of Sean Bourdreau.
Starting in position 21 here tonight, coming deep in the field from the last chance qualifier to be the 45 of Casey Bietti. Behind him, driving the Racing School number 33, this is going to be Mike Taschereau. Starting 23rd on the grid will be the 66 of Mike Young. Max Dolliver in the 29, and the final car into the field making his first main event going to be the 17 of Dean Webb. That's your 25-car field. I don't know, Al, are you ready? 75 laps coming your way.
75 heart-pounding laps. Green flag is down and away. We're underway for the first time here tonight with our 75-lap main event.
As they work down into turn number 1, it'll be Ryan Carman taking the race lead. But here comes Drew Davis as he is going to work the inside groove. He's got the number 20 of David Greenslip behind him. That'll put the Horse Dog Motorsports Swag TV Speedball Bearing entry to the outside there. He's going to insert himself P3. Look at the 32 of Eric Steele. Just straight inserts himself there inside the top 5. But a lot of jockeying for position back here outside the top 10. There you see the 60 Bourdreau. He's back here battling with the 45 of Casey Bietti. Bietti out already here in 2 laps. Has jumped up 7 spots.
He's now looking underneath the 24 of Alan Young, who's stuck on the outside of the conveyor belt right now as he follows the 3 of Courier on the inside of Bietti. Now up to the numbers of the 24 of Young. Lap number 4 as they work in the turn number 1. Still door to door is now Courier is going to have to check up. That causes Bietti to check up, and that allows Bourdreau to come back into the backside of the 45 of Bietti. Binkowski and the 471 of Pamasco are still door to door as they battle it out here inside the top 10 as they work off turn number 2.
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to miss Plamasco's machine here tonight. That neon green 471. Well, one, it's stuck to the outside as he'll have a moment. Will he be able to take it to the inside groove here as Courier had to check up that inside lane. Now, Plamasco will fall in line as the conveyor belt gets a little bit longer. You got to go back here to Alan Young, who started 14th, still runs 14th, but, well, the FSM entry is still stuck to the outside because the B-Tune Kyle Buck machine still working the inside. One of them sideways off of turn number 2. Caution light's going to come on as the 60 here on lap number 7 has taken a spin. I believe, Al, that might have been a self-spin out of 2 as he's going to just slam it off the wall to keep going.
Yeah, Bourdreau going to pull away underneath our yellow flag here. So Bourdreau going to come down and bring out our first yellow flag of the evening. Let's see if they have a look at what happened to the driver of the number 60.
Yeah, let's watch it as he was running back here right around that, call it the 16th position at the time of incident. There you saw the 60 Fox Shocks entry just goes back to the gas and, well, the overhead doors machine just went around. All by himself. Nobody else involved in that, so that's a good thing. As it'll be just a solo car spin here to bring out the first caution flag of the evening in our main event here tonight. So Sean will just be able to tag the back of the field and see if he can work his way through the field now, because there's going to be a lot of cars ahead of him. 24 cars exactly will be lined up ahead of him, and if it goes back to the conveyor belt style here in the early goings, it's going to be a long and hard task for him to work his way back up.
Definitely will be, and it's one of those things where the tires are not quite up to temperature enough the inside line is not hot enough. Eventually, that outside line should come into play as the lights go out around the speedway. Do you hit that light switch again, Roger?
No, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
All right. That means we're going to go back green flag or racing, though, anyways, which is always going to be some great action coming at us already. 6 laps into the books. They'll be putting lap number 7 on when the pace car pulls off the racing surface. We're back underway. Davis and Carmen on the lock pedal to head down into turn number 1. That'll be Davis with a great start to the outside. Oh, your points leader going to get turned around and hard in the outside wall. His yellow flag will come out as the 20 of Greenslit has made contact with the outside retaining wall.
He's not the only one. There's a tire loose going down into turn number 3, as you just saw bouncing. There it is, still rolling, and I'm not sure whose tire that is, but it's supposed to have a home, and it's supposed to be partnered with 3 others on the car, and possibly...
I believe it is our points leader. He's coming down pit road on the backstretch. Sparks flying from the green carpentry, number 20, Rogers, I believe. It might be his. Yeah, missing the right front tire is David Greenslet.
Well, that's not good, as he'll come to pit road. The Ben & Jerry's number 29 also come to pit road here tonight. Well, let's take the look back, as this is going to involve a lot of our front runners here tonight. Look back, watch the number 20. Does he get a little help? Oh, Jimmy Renfrew into the back of the Vermont Cabinetry Custom Cabinets. And everybody just piles in. There's Dolliver, there's the 471 of Plomasco also being turned around. Looks like the 91 also being turned around here tonight. So a lot of drivers. There's that bouncing missing tire for David Greenslit as you see the sparks continuing to fly. Let's go back here and let's ride on board with David Greenslit and see what he saw. Hard contact, and I believe right about there is where he lost the tire. You see it rolling down the back straightaway as his number 20 continued to roll. All he needed to do, Al, was make the A-main and have himself a decent run, and, well, I don't know if it's going to be a decent run in his eyes.
No, right now he's going to be slotted in that 24th position right now after that contact, but tough break for the number 20 of Greenslit.
But it does look like the iRacing.com pace car lights are off, so those drivers right now, Renfrew and Greenslit, the 2 drivers that battle on a weekly basis, they're sitting down on pit road. The lights come back out onto the pace car. Looks like the 6D, I believe, is going to get a wave around here possibly, so we'll go around for at least another lap here under the caution flags. And race fans, are you looking for a new used car? Well, how about heading over to the LFOD Motorsports and check them out up there in New Hampshire. They have a brand new Ford 2000, or not a Ford, it's a Volkswagen 2012 Golf R for sale. Al, I know you just bought that Ford, but you could use a Volkswagen.
Green flag is back out just like it is. There's more contact. 05 a buck up the racetrack. They'll come off turn number 2, 3 wide in the turn 3. Is Randolph Phillips making some sparks between himself and the 05 of Kyle Buck. That is all outside the top 10 right now, as Casey Bietti has cracked the top 5. He has brought a missile in this future event. Started way back in the 21st position. He's cracked the top 5 as Andrew Davis will click off another lap.
Yeah, so Davis leading some of his first laps of the season, but he's got pressure because Carmen is still there. But here comes Eric Steele. And you want to talk about a driver that has had an up and down year. Eric Steele has been on his lid a couple times. He's been here in the top 3 a couple times. And now that it's coming towards the end of the season, you can see that purple chromed out number 32 rising towards the front of the field here once again as he'll get around that Kit Kat Monster Energy 08 as here comes Carmen. He's going to try and sneak back underneath. Maybe a crossover move down here into turn number 1 as he's going to be able to make it work as here comes down the 45 at Casey Bietti. He's working the outside on the 36 of Joel Hodgson. That's the battle for the 5th position. As right now, it is Casey Bietti actually sneaking away the 4th spot as that inside lane there. Hodgson going to check up the 97 of Howard. He was not able to get a good run off, so Bietti's still able to ride high lane here. One of them peeking to the inside. That's the 14 of Jeffrey Battle as Ryan battles behind him.
Yeah, great to see the outside line starting to come in. I have to say I'm a little bit surprised that it comes in this early because Alan Young uses it to get around the 36 to Hodgson. So Hodgson back to your 6th spot. Now Casey Vietti is going to try to crack the podium. So he goes for the 3rd spot behind the Horse Dog Motorsports number 32 of Eric Steele. A little bit deeper in the field, Ryan Battle trying to get around Jeffrey Battle. They are bringing the 0-3 and Nathan Wenzel toward the front as well. Wenzel up 5 spots from his 15th starting position. So he'll run there. Randolph Phillips 11th, and then Milton Duran rounding out your top 12 cars. Is everybody starting to get single file? You gotta go a little bit deeper in the field to find some side-by-side action as the 471 of Pamasco will go underneath the 17 of Webb.
Yeah, a couple of these drivers back here had a rough start to this one here tonight at the Southern National Speedway. There you see the Eric Palmasco entry, the mean green machine, right ahead of the first-time starter here tonight of Dean Webb. Dean Webb, of course, wrapped up in that wreck, took a spin in the last chance qualifier, I believe it was, and in his heat race, and now here he is running 19th with some damage on that iRacing.com number 17. He currently runs into the 19th position. Right behind him is Max Oliver. Then you see the number 66 of Young and Boudreaux back there as one of them going to go around. Vietti into the number 32 of Eric Steele. The caution lights coming on here. 20 laps looks like we're about to be completed as 2 of your top 5 drivers have gone for a spin here down in turns 1 and 2. And oh boy, what just happened between a couple of your fast drivers? Of course, Casey Vietti, coming through the field like a hot knife through butter, and he is down pit road now, so something definitely has gone wrong. Let's take a look back here. Let's watch the number 35 of Eric Steele and the 45 there of Vietti. What happened to the... Oh, it looks like Vietti got back to the throttle sooner than the 32 and parks the 32 up against the outside wall while Casey Vietti is down to the inside. Both drivers going to drive it away, but that's a lot of damage on the 32. That's a lot of front-end damage on that 45.
Yeah, Vietti brought his 45 directly to pit road. Also, the stop down there, notice at the end of that was the 3 of Courier. Was also stopped down at the exit of turn number 2, whether he stopped to avoid something or something happened to the number 3. Looks like he and the 46 of Laurendale had made some contact as well. And they will get pointed back in the right direction. So 4 drivers involved in this one here to bring us underneath our 3rd yellow of the evening.
Oh, it looks like the 3 of Courier went to slow down, and Laurendale was not expecting the checkup and right into the back of him as the caution lights came on. That's what sent both of those cars to the inside as they were able to both get pointed in the right direction. As you pointed out, though, you saw the 3 come down pit road. So a couple drivers checking to see if the tow is still in spec here tonight and if they can continue on. We're about to continue on as it looks like a quick yellow flag here as everybody's trying to catch the pace car still and sort themselves out, as it'll be Andrew Davis and Ryan Carmen starting 1 and 2.
Pace car down in the way. We're going to go back green flag racing here at the Southern National Motorsports Park, and Drew Davis Carmen will barrel it down in the turn number 1. Off of turn number 2, Carmen had a little bit of an advantage, but now Drew Davis digging back on the inside. He's bringing the 24 of Alan Young as we've got him checking up there for your 7th and 8th position. Still side by side for your race lead as Davis will paint the yellow line off turn number 2.
Yeah, I believe that was the 0-3 of Nathan Wenzel as the caution lights are going to come on for the 4th time here with only 21 laps completed here tonight, as I believe it might be Kyle Buck who has gone around possibly in that 05 entry. So those caution lights come on. Let's take the quick look back here and check out what happened to the B-tuned entry. There you see the 32 of Eric Steele also right there. And let's take the look. Goes down into the corner. Oh, Steele just into the back of that 05.
It looked like maybe a slight contact with to start all of that, kind of a chain reaction around here is maybe the 0-5 of Buck got into the backside of the 0-1 of Huntoon, stacked them up in that Swag TV Oval Works car number 32 of Steele, not expecting it. Steele down on pit road to avoid some other contact. He'll get it pointed back in the right direction, but nonetheless, the B-Tune 0-5, well, he got turned in turn number 2.
So a couple drivers having rough starts here tonight at the Southern National Motorsports Park. And, well, our championship leader, remember, Al, was wrapped up in one of those first caution flags tonight, and he lost a right front wheel. We talked about that back in the production trailer before you went to go get those chicken wings while you were eating ice cream, about the new damage model here. That's the first time that we've ever seen one of these street stocks lose a tire.
In reports coming down from pit road, they were able to get a new assembly put on the 20 of David Greenslit as he still sits on pit road. They're still pounding out the damage on that number 20. Now he'll pull away, so him and his 00 of Renfrew back out onto the racetrack, 14 laps down, but they are the only cars a lap down at the current moment, I do believe. Olorndo down 1. But those two drivers back out there. You might ask yourself, why go back out? But every point matters, especially going into next week's season finale at the Thompson Motor Speedway.
Yeah, that'll be a good one next week for the RacingSchool.net 75 at the Thompson Speedway, home of the Racing School. First, we got to complete this one here tonight on Sunday after our fourth caution flag here on lap number 22. The green flag flies, and it is Andrew Davis and Ryan Carmen that will do the side-by-side dance as everybody is stacked up once again here on lap number 22. Carmen still working the outside, but it'll be the Vermont Cabinetry 22 at the line barely, as Carmen was able to pull even by the time they got to the end of the straightaway.
Down 3 wide back here. The back Huntoon had a moment off turn number 4. The 0-5 of Buck is now smoothed into that 15th position. They were 3 wide for a moment. Now they're just 2 by 2. Back here as they work around the speedways. Davis still leads it. Now Alan Young, one car out of shape on the backstretch. The 0-8 of Carmen. He's going to hit that outside wall hard with the right front. He keeps it pointed in the right direction as they come off the lap number 25 into the books. 1/3 of the way there as they work into turn number 2.
Joel Hodgson right now is stuck to the outside of the 97 of Howard as Alan Young is going to dive for the race lead but wasn't able to get there. So he'll just fall into that second position. Here comes the number 16, or that's the 14 of Jeffrey Battle. And of course, Ryan Battle is right there also, along with Randall Phillips. Look at Phillips. He's picked up 13 spots to run inside the top 5 here, as behind them they are still stacked up 2 by 2 here, as there's the 97 to the inside of Howard. There's Joel Hodgson in the 36, and then it's the SimQ Wenzel entry, and the Kit Kat machine still stuck to the outside.
The Bandit of Howard having a moment there off of turn number 2, 1 lap ago. They're still stacked up 2 by 2, make it 3 rows deep now. Is now Tashiro gonna take the Racing School number 33 to the outside of Milton Duran, so there'll be 3 deep here in the turn number 3. Is Howard still trying to battle underneath the 36 of Howard, all while they are stacking them up here. The 3 of Courier making his way towards the front, and Dolliver in that 29 rebounding nicely as they try to vie for a spot inside the top 10.
This time by to be 30 laps completed out of the 75 scheduled here tonight. One of them scraping the wall. That was the 33 of the Racing School Pontiac, number 33 of Tashiro, and he is sideways. They're going to jack him up and stack him up off of turn number 2. Big parking lot on the back straightaway. There you see a couple tires being thrown around, and oh boy, watch your head, Al, as I know it's a big one as those tires are flying around out here. You don't want to catch one of those tires as, oh boy, there's a lot of tires out there. I believe the 01 of Huntoon is missing a tire, and Tashiro's missing a tire, and I think there's more tires out there. Kyle Buck is missing a tire now. There you see it bouncing down the back straightaway as he pulls away. At least 3 or 4 cars out there, Al, missing some tires.
Yeah, a tough break there on the backstretch. We saw the 33 of Tashiro involved here. They were stacked up 2 by 2 there. It looks like Tashiro a little bit loose on exit, and the 3 of Courier nowhere to go. And around he will go.
Well, it looks like right now we are experiencing some technical difficulties here at the Southern National Motorsports with our production crew. It looks like currently we are sitting here blinded. We'll see if we can reestablish a connection here, as it looks like we will have that back up here in a couple moments. A couple drivers that did just go around in that caution flag, though, are going to include Jeffrey Battle, Sean Boudreau, Randall Phillips, Kyle Buck is also involved. Tashro missing a tire on his number 33 Racing School entry, so he is down and out for the time being. Eric Steele also has spun it around. Ryan Courier is involved. Dean Webb, Justin Benkowski also involved. There is a slew of drivers that right now are down on pit road as they are trying to get their cars fixed to see if they can get back out onto the speedway. And we're waiting for our production crew to get that back up as they are working furiously behind the scenes here to get that all pointed in the right direction. As Alec, it's terrible when we unfortunately get that blackout feature here. iRacing is, of course, working with us diligently to fix this issue, but right now we're waiting on our truck to reestablish that connection.
Yeah, a tough break there. These drivers are back, down on pit road and getting their cars fixed here. So have to see if they're back there, but it looks like they are back under green flag conditions right now, Roger. I can tell you that much as they work down here in the turn number 1.
As we do reestablish connection here on lap number 34, everybody right now trying to find a home, but it is Alan Young who has now taken over the race lead in the number 24 with Jeffrey Battle. Drew Davis is back here running in P number 3. Randall Phillips is 4th. Jarrett Howard is running inside the top 5. You got to go back here to the Ryan Carmen entry for the first side-by-side battle, and it is Ryan Carmen trying to get to the inside of the number 36 of Joel Hodgdon. And boy, look at that Carmen machine. The right side of it is caved in, scuff marks all down the right side, but that left side looking pristine, something that you could hang inside your man cave.
Yeah, taking by that right side there. Always like those. Always like those little things there, but a tough break for some of these drivers now. They work now. Howard underneath the 22 of Davis. That is going to be the battle for the 4th position. Howard underneath the number 22. And down the backstretch they come.
Everybody's starting to spread themselves out. This is the battle. Drew Davis sideways down in 4. Just bounces it off the Phoenix, number 97 of Howard. As they both were able to save it. There's the SimCube entry of Wenzel. He'll work the inside of the speedway. One of them going around back here. The 35, Milton Duran getting turned around. Caution lights are coming on for the 6th time here tonight. As
more
the
tires
60.
on the backstretch.
More tires. How do we have tires left?
I'm not quite sure, but Milton Duran going to be throwing the sparks to right front. Completely ripped off the 35 here on the front stretch as he comes by my vantage point. So Duran gonna have to go pit side, see if they can fix that out. As the iRacing blackout seems to have affected some others. The 29 of Dolliver also missing a left front tire there. The 46 of Lorando coming down pit road to get some damage fixed on the J&M Auto number 46.
Take a look back here. Just going to start right out there. There you see the 35 of Duran. He drives the 97. Or sorry, that's the 36 of Hodgson up the speedway. And everybody trying to get around from there. Watch this back once again. We know the 36 is involved, or the 32 is involved actually. 36 and 32 both involved. There you see the first initial contact. And hard contact then from Duran to the 32 of Eric Steele. And Steele's going to go straight, try to get it straight to pit road, and then couldn't. And then his steering broke on his number 32. The left front caved in on that.
Some hard licks there on that in that wreck there, Roger. And the field is quickly becoming less and less as these guys are going to have to scramble on pit road. We see the 20 of Greenslet who had made it back out onto the racetrack. And we asked why he would do that. Well, with this many laps left and these guys who could potentially be out of tonight's feature event, well, he's going to be able to pick up some of those spots.
Yeah, hopefully he can. Right now, I'm not sure, Al, if our timing and scoring is right. Remember, we had that technical glitch here with our crew, and it looks like David Greenslit is running possibly 25th. We'll see if we can get a confirmation on that and see if that is the correct running order, as the green flag is actually back out after our 6th caution flag of the evening. Jeffrey Battle, Randall Phillips, Jared Howard running in your top 3 right now. Nathan Wenzel's back there running 4th. Andrew Davis, Ryan Carmen, Ryan Carrier right now running in the 7th position. Drivers that are down on pit road currently are Kyle Buck, Max Dolliver, Rodney Hontoon, Joel Hodgson, Alan Young, Milton Duran, and a slew of other drivers. Tashiro also down there. So right now everybody trying to work their way back as we are just over the halfway point home. 41 laps officially completed, and when we come back around here, Jeffrey Battle will complete lap number 42. So we're on the downward slope here. Where did Randall Phillips come from, though? Well, race fans, he started outside the top 10. Back into the 16th position is where he officially started here tonight, and now he's battling on the back end here of Jeffrey Battle. He'll give him a little bit of a love tap that time down there in turn number 2 to let him know, I am right here and I am ready to go. Now, 43 laps completed, and I just saw a peek of that number 24. No contact for the race lead, and it's going to be Randall Phillips turning around the 14, your race leader. So the front 2 cars will tangle to bring out the 7th caution here on lap number 44. Oh boy. Talk about a crazy one.
Randolph Phillips there getting in the trouble there with the 14 of Battle, the pace car coming back out onto the racetrack there. So a lot of these cars getting mixed up here underneath the yellow flag with about 30 laps left to go in this one. This one has come unglued, Roger.
Unglued like a lot of those tires here tonight. Let's take a look back and check it out. Watch that number 19 of Randall Phillips as he'll get right into the back here of the 14 of Battle, and around both of them gonna go as they had got together about 2 laps prior. Of course, Battle, that's Jeffrey Battle. Right on board here with your race leader. Oh, Al, maybe net code. I'm unsure. There's a lot of things going on here tonight on the iRacing services, and maybe that just played a little bit of a factor in that caution flag. So I'm not sure. We'll wait for the official timing and scoring to come out here, but I believe Wenzel in the SimCube 03 entry will assume the race lead as your 2 race leaders went for a slide. And it should be Andrew Davis, Ryan Carmen, Ryan Carrier, Dean Webb, Casey Bietti, and I'm not sure who else is out there at this point.
It looks like 2 drivers
exactly.
left out there. Sorry, we're having a little bit of technical issues on our side as well. It looks like Alan Young, Pomasco, Lauren Doe is also out there with David Greenslit. The 19 are Randolph Phillips. Casey Bietti, the 45, is out there. He runs in your 9th position. As it seems like the Gremlins here are attacking a lot of people out there, Rogers. A little bit of electrical issues on the iRacing service right now. So not quite sure what is happening, what's going to happen here. But I can tell you right now that 03 is your leader.
So as he's your race leader, the iRacing.com pace car will dive it in, and we're going to at least throw the green flag here to see what happens. As contact for that 2nd spot. Caution lights back on, and the iRacing pace car back out onto the racetrack as the 8th caution flag going to fly right back as Ryan Carmen went for a slide to the inside, and then Carmen & Son Racing Kit Kat Monster Energy Hellcat machine. As we're going to take a quick break here from the Southern National, see if we can reset and get ready to bring you the rest.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here, race fans, as our scoring is coming back up to date right now as we're getting ready to go green flag racing. It'll be 45 laps completed as we are being told your race leader currently is the number 03 of Wenzel as he'll work down the backside of the speedway. It's Wenzel, Davis, Courier, Bietti, Webb, Phillips, Young, Carmen, and Laurendeau. Just 9 drivers left on the lead lap as one of them down to the inside there in the J&M Auto, number 46, off the pace for Eric Laurendeau, and looks like he will now possibly be able to find a gear and keep going.
Side-by-side battle for that 4th and 5th spot. That was Phillips working underneath the number 17 of Dean Webb. Webb making his first start in the upper series here for the Northeast Racers. Finds himself in the 6th spot. Ryan Carmen, who went around in the spin cycle, he has rebounded to run into your 7th position as the field works down in the turn number 1. Out front, it is still Nathan Wenzel over Drew Davis. Casey Bietti back to the 3rd position, with Randolph Phillips and Ryan Courier rounding out your top 5.
Side by side, those back here for the 6th position. It'll be Carmen getting around Dean Webb, so he'll pick up a spot. And an update on your championship leader of David Greenslet. There you see him. They got that right front all band-aid up for right now, as he has picked up 7 spots since he came back out onto the track. And that is why you continue to try, even though you have the damage, and that could be the difference between a championship and a loss of a championship. So we're keeping an eye back here on David Greenslet, who runs into the 19th spot, as I believe one of them sideways off of turn 4. Ryan Carmen was trying to get a little bit more than he could and tried to bite into that Kit Kat just a little bit too far.
Got his hands full off turn number 4, 1 lap ago. Let's see how he handles turn 4 this time off the corner. A little bit better. Maybe a little bit too much power with that Hellcat dodge as he works to the bottom side of Ryan Courier. Courier running the outside of the racetrack. He'll get a little bit sideways. That allows Carmen to get on by. That is a change for the 5th position. Is now Dean Webb starting to close in on this battle. The 20 of Greenslet working his way up towards the front. Remember, he is down multiple laps at this point as he rides back in your 15th spot, 14 laps behind your current leader of Wenzel. Drew Davis runs 2nd, Bietti 3rd, Phillips, and now Carmen is your top 5. Oh, one car going around. Randall Phillips going to get into the backside of the 45 of Bietti. So far we stay green, but Bietti going to lose multiple spots, and that allows Carmen to get back into that number 3 spot. Now the yellow flag will come out, and Carmen is coming to a stop here on the front stretch.
So
Phillips, excuse me.
Caution lights coming back on here, as I believe there was multiple incidences on that one. Case Bietti, of course, involved. Let's take a look back here at Bietti and see what happened with him. As you see, there's the 19 of Randall Phillips, and Phillips just gave him the good old chrome horn down there in 1 and 2 as they got it pointed into the right direction. And then Jimmy Renfew and Jarrett Howard both came together, and there you see the B-tuned entry, the 05. Going to take a little bit of a slide and spin it around. Kyle Buck and your race leader, actually, of Wenzel, almost got involved in this. So it starts with Casey Bietti getting turned around. Let's watch it back. Casey Bietti right there. You see that 45 yellow and blue machine. You see the red. That's the 19 there of Phillips, and Phillips going to get that one. And then right here, Jarrett Howard right into the back of Renfew, actually. Hard contact, putting the 00 up on the nose of the 97. There you see Buck with a solo spin.
And everybody started to check up for that yellow flag off turn number 2, and Howard hard on the gas pedal. and up and under that Renfrew 00. The tough break there as the field paces behind the iRacing pace car. 20 laps to go. This one quickly coming towards an end, and right now Wenzel is shown as your race leader. Drew Davis runs second, Bietti third, Carmen fourth, and Courier your top 5 unofficially.
Looking at it right now, it does look like currently on the lead lap. It is the final car. It will be Randall Phillips. Alan Young will be 1 lap down. He'll restart into the 10th position. As a slew of drivers, Jeffrey Battle, Milton Duran, Boudreaux, Steele, Benkowski, Battle, Hontoon, Taschereau, and Dolliver all are out of this one as the iRacing.com pace car will make that left-hand turn. It'll be the SimCube entry to the inside as he'll spin the tires on the restart with 20 to go. Here comes Drew Davis for the first
They're
time.
wrecking on the front stretch, Roger. The 20 of Greenslet has gone around. Pomasco as well, another tire rolling down here on the front stretch. It might be the 20 of Greenslet has lost another right front assembly. Looked like he got turned on this on the restart here deep in the field.
So Greenslet will pull his Vermont cabinetry number 20 back to pit road for more repairs, and we'll have to take a look back here and when our truck finally finds it, as I believe it's going to be Eric Laurendeau that has gone around, as actually it looks like our truck's going to have that same issue. Al, it has gone down.
Yeah, it looks like same here. It looks like on my side of things as well, Roger. But it looked like maybe the 00 Renfrew on that restart was ready to go, and the 46 Laurendeau was not quite. He got into the rear, lifted those tires up, and that shot him left into the 20 of Greenslet, and down it went. And we were under yellow flag once again. And well, iRacing says, well, we can't show you that anymore.
Well, that's unfortunate. It was a pretty good, a lot of tires bouncing around out here tonight as they were really getting after it here tonight at Southern National. We'll see if we can get that pulled back up. But out looking at it, it looked like Drew Davis was going to be the race leader with Wenzel, Ryan Carmen, Casey Bietti, Ryan Courier, Dean Webb, and Mike Young. Your only drivers left onto the lead lap. As it doesn't look like, says our truck, it looks like we may have fried something a little bit, unfortunately, so I don't believe our truck's going to pull that back up or see if we can get confirmation here tonight yet of who is left out there. Well, I'm getting word from the tower, unfortunately, from the truck that our connection here with iRacing, as you can see, race fans, unfortunately has gone down with under 20 laps to go here tonight at the Southern National Speedway. And we're being told that, unfortunately, it's an unsalvageable computer issue here with our servers, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to bring you the end of this one. What we do are able to tell you that you're going to be able to find all the race info, though, over on the Northeast Racers page. We are sorry for the technical difficulties here tonight as our server has gone down at Southern National in the truck. So, unfortunately, race fans, we're going to have to end her right here. But for everybody at the Northeast Racers, the LFOD Motorsports, and, of course, all of us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, we appreciate each and every one of you tuning in, and we are sorry for the delay in racing action, but we will catch you next week at the Racing School for the season finale.